I'm just saying a modern day fullback, but any fullback, we talk about players don't really want to do the defensive side of it in this day and age. That's a classic case of a guy who, thinks that play is probably going to break down, or City are going to win it, and then he's going to be, down that left-hand channel, when in fact his first job, Zinchenko, is to tuck round and narrow that space between him and Diaz. Because once Walker goes, Stones goes, Diaz has to come across, as Frank will tell you, as a centre-half, and then you need your full-back to be getting round on the cover.
Right.
He didn't, and they paid the ultimate price. But, Werner had 2 good chances as well in the first half. One that he completely missed, and the other one, it was a weak shot. We saw there was a Pulisic chance when he came off the bench 5 minutes after. He should have scored. So this wasn't a fluke. Yeah, Chelsea did a lot of defending, but that's what they've done really well under Tuchel. We talked the other day, I'm not going to mention the club because people get upset, Man United. Go on, I've mentioned
How long did it take for you to mention it?
But they have a clear identity. Their game has been a possession-based game, although you're never going to outpossess or unlikely to outpossess Man City. But the general game has been a possession passing game. It's been a little frustrating to watch at times, but one of the main aspects that he has brought in has been their structure defensively. From the get-go, since the minute he arrived, they've played 3 at the back. They've played 4 in the midfield. They've played 2 narrow and 1 up top. OK, they've tinkered now and again within games. But that's the way they've played. And the players have realised that whenever they come in the team in a certain position, that's the structure of this team. And what it has given them is a brilliant... In the main, there's been the odd wobble when they went down to 10 men against West Brom and capitulated. But in general, that shape has been a super defensive structure for them. We saw at times Reece James playing right-sided centre-back. He was back in his more natural position today. It was Azpilicueta back in there at right-sided centre-back, where he's an excellent, experienced defender. They lost Thiago Silva, don't forget as well. Christensen, it wasn't just about Man City losing De Bruyne. Chelsea lost Silva, had to replace him with a player in Christensen who's been out injured. But I give them, the players and the manager credit. It's been a brilliant transformation, and I can only imagine what Frank Lampard's thinking, having done a decent job there before it all unravelled. To sit and watch a team that you were working with for 18 months, players, and getting some good results before it unravelled, to watch this team go on and have the success they've had this season under a different manager, has to be difficult for him to sit and watch it. But when he sees it and he looks at it in the cold light of day, I don't think you can question the decision that Abramovich took and relieving him of his duties and going for Thomas Tuchel.
Jurgen, a lot of fans and pundits alike were scratching their heads as to why so much money was spent on Kai Havertz, yet everyone who'd watched him play in the Bundesliga said, look, this kid is really worth it. It's taken his time, but what a time to make your statement at this club.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Kai Havertz is a huge talent. Obviously, he's not a finished product yet, and that's why he had his up and downs. Similar to Timo Werner, he's still kind of developing, even if he's already 25 years of age. But those are players that you've got to be patient with, and it's their first year in England, in a completely different environment, a different place, and it takes time. It takes time, and I think Frank Lampard had the vision how to build that roster of that Chelsea team. It was very well kind of put together. And the big difference then to Thomas Tuchel was Thomas Tuchel is a real master in kind of, recognizing strengths and weaknesses of every individual players and put them in the context of the team. So that starts obviously with this defensive mindset, the back line of Chelsea there with Azpilicueta and Rüdiger and Thiago Silva, then Christensen came on. Everyone knew exactly what to do. Then here you have in front of them Kanté, who played an unbelievable game today. And so he added piece by piece based on the strength of everyone. And that's why, Kai Havertz now, here and there, he shows those strengths, he shows those moments. Obviously, it should be more on a regular basis. He needs more consistency, but that's part of the growth. That's part of every player's kind of development. He can be super proud of himself, and it will be super interesting how they mix things up next season. Obviously, Christian Pulisic, we all hope he gets even more playing time. But it's Thomas Tuchel who put the end pieces together based on kind of the foundation built by Frank Lampard, and it paid out today, and they won a Champions League.
Frank, I think what it kind of epitomises this side as a real team is if I was to ask you for a man of the match, there isn't somebody who strikes you straight away who is the star of this side. And N'Golo Kante, as Jurgen mentioned, and Craig as well, is so key in that midfield. But overall, it's more about the team and the collective than the individuals.
Yeah, football is a winner, because we have the tendency to congratulate individuals where, today Chelsea showed that they were a real team. And even Christensen, when he came and substituted Silva, we didn't see the difference. And no doubt that Thiago Silva is a fantastic defender, but you can feel there is something special, a chemistry between the players, listening carefully to what Tuchel wants, and it worked. It's true that N'Golo Kante is N'Golo Kante, and without N'Golo Kante, I'm not sure Chelsea would have won today, because how many balls that he got back and at the end of the game was still running, giving some breath to his teammates. Of course, N'Golo Kante is unbelievable. But overall, and you're right, that's the team effort who made the difference, and it's what we have to underline for sure.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.